Oh, perfect. Good. That's good, Kamal. Hello, guys. Hi. There was some difficulties with internet. I hope you can hear me. Let me increase my volume. Okay, perfect. So the purpose is to going live was something where we got some questions and we would like to answer because like there is a lot of things are going on right now, especially with like some uh, false information. Darsan bhai. So I just want to kind of like clarify like the information whatever you are hearing right now, or like seeing on the post or somewhere. So let's talk about the language, uh, like the things which is like currently going on, like ticket. So before it was you don't have to like there was no expiry date, especially when you are applying from Nepal. There was nothing like your B1 or A2, A1 is valid for only 1 year. But if you see like in other countries, especially, I mean, we don't have to go that far. If you just go to India, and there it has been since quite long time where your language certificate is only valid for 1 year. Not only in India, a few other countries also it was like the same. But from Nepal, it was not like where you know where like the language certificate was not like it doesn't have like any validity. But now embassy is asking you to at least have the certificate which is not older than 1 year. But there is some kind of like complications, or it's not like you must pass like your certificate within 1 year. Even if you, let's say you passed one tile, one like part, let's say you passed like listening back in 2024, starting up 2024, which is already 1 year, and you pass like the next three tiles in 2005. So there are chances even embassy will consider it. you know like some student, you can also write an email and clarify things with embassy. And then only like don't trust on, especially on like post which is like anonymous, because we don't know who is like behind this post. So make sure like you are having right information, you are not falling into rumors. That's kind of one thing which I wanted to convey here. And then coming to next question, which is about our visa. Now we only get visa in one page. If you go back like 3 year, 4 year, or like even 2 year before, so we were getting visa in two pages. So one was like something where your personal informations like your name, your like date of birth, your birthplace, and your starting visa starting date, and like like the expiry date. And also there was mentioned like which university you are going to study. So it was before, and like one page. And the next page was where, I mean, if I remember, like it was something where it was written that 120 full days and 240 half days you can work. So about your like the work permit, it was written on the second page. But since last year they have changed it. So now they kind of merge both pages into one, but they are not mentioning where like you can work 120 days or 140 days. Now you can work 140 days full, and no, 140 or 130. I'm like 140, yes, 140 full days and 280 half days. But the thing what right now they are mentioning is only act, like the Residence Act 16B or something like this. That means you are eligible to work like normally, like before. So you don't have to see you don't have to worried about like they haven't mentioned 140 days or something, but you still work, you can still work, it is valid. And there might be complication with some job agencies where they might not accept. But what you can do is just write them an email and then explain like, hey, since last year, like immigration office is only providing this certificate, like this visa, and we are not getting like the part where it was mentioned like you are eligible to apply. So if you will explain them in a bit, they will definitely accept it. So you don't have to get like any additional certificate to start working here, especially for like students. And for other categories, it also mention like the act, so you can simply check about that act, and then accordingly you can start working, or whatever is like it totally depend um on your visa type. Hey Pratiksa, hi, good afternoon. So the next question, which is more likely, I personally want to also like discuss with you guys, is about like demonstration later. So right now there is a lot of complications, especially with private universities going on, and how you can write a nice demonstration later, or like conveying one. So what you have to do first, just read about like the decision, like the rejection decision, and make the points where like because of what reason you got your visa got rejected. And then you have to strongly like address or justify your reasons that no, like I already had like sufficient fund or something. And then you can start like with like your visa date, your rejection date, like a denial date, and then start with like justifying one point. And then you, it's not about just justifying, you have to also like attach some documents, some relevant documents with your justification. Let's take an example of financial proof. Most of the time you are getting a rejection and it's mentioning like Residence Act 51, you are not fulfilling that act. That means like you don't have like a quite enough income, which is like which you can secure your livelihood here in Germany. There you have to mention that no, I do have like quite enough fund, I am like having like this much of money in my bank account, I have like financial um, income, annual income of this much. And then attach and close the documents accordingly. So if you mention like annual income, you have to attach like annual income certificate or your bank statement. And then next part will be like yeah, I mean there are like few things you cannot improve at all, like with the academic, if they are mentioning you have poor academic, so that means you cannot go back and give like a +2 or bachelor exam and then um, you know get a, like a good grade. But rather than, there is another way to get kind of like like it's not like a permanent solution, but you have to show them that though your academic was poor, you are still improving, you are still getting like good grades in different kind of like exams or different kind of like certifications. For example, you can also, let's say they said like, yeah, I don't like, you have like a poor academic. You can say like, yeah, though I have a poor academic, I gave exam of IELTS or language certificate where I like got like or achieved this much of percentage. And then it's like you are saying something, like you are showing your motivation that like, okay, I had like a bad grade, or like I had like a decent grade in my past, but later on when I started, like right now I'm focusing more on my study, I'm like doing hard work, and it is like a paid off, so I'm getting like a good grade nowadays in like in my other certificate exams. So that's how you can kind of like, it's not like you're improving your grade, but it's more like you can show your motivation that like, no, okay, fine, I have like a decent grade, but I still can like compete or like the Germany study. So that's one thing. And talking about like there is one more common reason which right now embassy is giving you while rejecting your visa is that you choose expensive private universities. Well, so all the private universities, I'm not against any university, I'm not like even promoting any universities, but it's more or less like, you know um, you you can simply like, something is private universities are expensive, but how you can like when while writing like demonstration letter, how you can show this, that I choose a private university, I choose the university which has like a fair tuition fee. So there you have to compare with other universities, you have to do some research, get some like quotations where they mention you have like their tuition fees like this much or this much, and then write it accordingly that, okay, particular university has like this much of tuition fee for the same course, but it's like expensive, or like it was like bit higher than like what which university I choose, and then you can write it like accordingly. Okay, yeah, maybe they will consider like, yeah, fine, there are other university which are like way higher than like uh, you have like the chosen one. And the other one, which is like I kind of like notice couple of time recently, that your study plan, or like you don't have like proper knowledge of study plan and like a university. There it comes, when you are applying by yourself, or you're applying through any consultancies or whatever. I mean, I'm not saying like you have to apply through us, but the way you apply, you have to know all these steps, you have to know about like university, you have to know about your course, everything you have to know. And then there it comes, when you apply through like a ordinary or like a normal consultancies, they create an email id, like they create a separate email id, and then they apply for you. But you don't have any kind of like information what's going on with your application, universities they applied, you don't have any information. And then it's like you have lack of knowledge, you have lack of information, you know so what you have to do is like, first thing, get to know about the university, because that's like the one of the most important thing here. If you don't know about the university, what you're going to do? Nothing. You have to know about the university, which university you are going to like study. And other is like, It's not about only university, it's about like the course, it's about like, like the future plan, and like the scopes, and also like the fee. So you have to know all these things. And then when you go to like an interview, there they will ask you whether you are applying by yourself. I mean, sometimes they ask, not all the time. Sometimes they ask you, and if you say like, hey, yeah, I'm applying through consultancies, your first impression is so bad. uh, there you have to kind of like, you have to know like what's exactly you are doing. And if you know all the information, you have like information about university, you have info about like your course, that means you are well prepared. You have like quite good motivation to study here in Germany. You have to know about like the German culture. You have to know about like, at least, not like you cannot experience until and unless you are here, but at least you will know something. And if you know, that means you did some research. You are not totally dependent on like consultancies, or where from wherever you are applying. You are more into like, you want to learn, you want to study here, and you are doing some hard work. That indicates your all the dedication, all the work. Make a note, make a like, write some important topics, or like about like university in a short, maybe like one paragraph or couple of bullet points. Write about your course, about your career perspectives, etc, etc. No? So that's also. And these are the things you have to conclude on demonstration later, and then you can send it via email. And the standard time is, at least they will take like 1 month, 2 months, sometimes 3 months. So that's like, you have to have like a patience, and then it will be fine. And then the next question is about like the visa issues, like the appointments. So indeed, we had in past, we were struggling to get like a visa appointments. Thanks like they changed to online process. Now you don't have to even like, in the beginning you don't have to hustle like getting up in the early morning. And if you are like here in Germany, you have to wake up until midnight, and then you have to book appointment. So they changed, and it's for like, it's open for everyone. It's not only for like public universities. There was some rumor about visa appointment, that only private no, only public university student can apply online. you know no, doesn't matter whether you are public university student or private university student, bachelor, master, PhD, whatever, or even like Ausbildung, or what left, FSJ, and also like for work, for full-time work, skilled work. So every categories you can apply simply online. And indeed, it is like, I mean, compared to before, it's not time consuming. But if you will consider like overall, it takes slightly more time. You have to create account. Yes, one more thing. While creating account, I mean, okay, I mean, we made a video about that way back, but we forgot to mention that you need two email addresses. One is to create the account, and then other email you need for two-way authentication, something.com. You created one, and then the next one you will receive an email to verify the account. Then you have to put another email to get OTP, like a one-time password or confirmation code. And that's you will receive all the time. So for that you need different, like a separate email address. If you are putting like the previous email which you use while creating account, it will not work. 100% it will not work. You need two email addresses, and then things will be, fine. Sometime there's another one question which, is quite confusing, like the habitual habitual proof or something. It's very simple. You just need to go to, your wire office, and then just apply. You can ask them to make a certificate that you are living here with your proper address, and then